Hey everyone! Today we're going to break down the absolute foundational building blocks of programming, Python variables and data types. Let's get right into it. So I want you to start by thinking about a really basic, relatable problem we need machines to solve. How exactly can a computer remember someone's name, their age, or really any specific piece of information? You see, out of the box, a computer is essentially just a blank slate. If you just type a name into it, the machine isn't going to hold on to it automatically. We actually need a way to tell the computer, hey, keep this detail safe, so we can ask for it again later when we actually need it. Okay, let's dive into this. The solution to that memory problem is actually incredibly elegant. It's called a variable. Now, what is that? Simply put, a variable is just a container. Think of it as a labeled storage box where we keep data for later use. It's exactly like packing up your room. When you want the computer to remember something, you drop your piece of information inside a box and you slap a label on the outside. That label, that's your variable. It totally bridges the gap between this abstract idea of computer memory and the very real physical act of organizing things into labeled bins. Let's see how this actually works in practice. We have the labels for our boxes, name, age, and price. And we also have the data we're putting inside, the text Python, the number 30, and the decimal 99.99. That equal sign right in the middle, that's literally just the action of putting the item into the box. It's a super clean, simple assignment. Now, here is where Python gets really smart. While you can put almost anything into these storage boxes, Python generally sorts this fundamental information into four main categories. Just four. And understanding these four categories is honestly like learning the primary colors of programming. Basically, everything else you'll ever do is just a combination of these basic rules. So let's look at how this builds into what we call specific data types. First up, we have the string. Its main purpose is storing words or text. So in our example, name equals Alice. Python sees those quotation marks around the word Alice and instantly knows, I need to treat this as text. Second is the integer. This container is exclusively for storing whole numbers, like age equals 25. No fractions, no decimals, just solid whole values. Third, we have the float. This is where we store our decimal values, like height equals 5.8. And finally, the Boolean. This one is super fascinating because it only stores true or false decisions. It's exactly like a light switch. For example, is_student equals true. By using these very specific shapes of containers, we're basically giving the computer context about what the information actually means. Okay, so we know what we put in the box, but how can we actually prove that Python understands what kind of data it's holding? Well, we can actually peek inside Python's brain by following three really simple steps. Step 1, we assign a value to a variable, just like we've been doing. Let's say x equals 10. Step 2, we use a special built-in command called type, quote. And step 3, we print that result out so we can actually read it. And when we run those exact steps, we see exactly how Python processes this. We input x equals 10, and we ask for its type. The computer doesn't just blindly store the number 10. No, it recognizes the shape of the data. It sees that 10 is a whole number, and so it confidently reports back to us that it belongs to the int, or integer, class. Pretty cool, right? Real-world application, the user profile dashboard. Let's see how this all comes together. If you look closely at the data making up this dashboard, you'll see our data types in action. We have username equals Rayhan. Well, that requires a string because a name is made of text. Then we have followers equals 500. That absolutely requires an integer. And this is critical, guys, because different information needs different data types. If followers were stored as a string of text instead of an integer number, the computer literally wouldn't know how to do the math to add a new follower when someone clicks your subscribe button. And finally, active equals true. That's our Boolean. It simply tells the dashboard whether the user is currently online or offline. It takes all of these different data types working together in perfect harmony to build a cohesive, functional, real-world feature that we use every day. The entire core point is summarized beautifully right here from our source at darkcoded.com. It says, variables store information, data types tell Python what kind of information it is. That's really the whole shebang. You create the storage box to hold your data, and the data type gives Python the exact instructions it needs to actually understand and use that information correctly. So we have seen how values smoothly move into their labeled storage containers. We've seen strings, integers, floats, and booleans in action. And we've even proved that Python can check its own work. You now have all the foundational tools you need to start organizing data. So I'll leave you with this. Now that your digital boxes are perfectly packed and labeled, what kind of incredible dashboard, application, or worlds will you build with them? Keep exploring, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.